everybody won. We're going to get back to that in a minute. But the first thing we want to talk about, hey, man, there has been some drama in the SEC. Drama in the SEC. Drama in the SEC. And most of it involves none other than that guy, Lane Kiffin. What's going on with Lane, man?
I don't know. Like I said before, man, I usually didn't like him, but I mean, he's grown on me. Like the past couple of years since the old ball coaches left, I guess I'm looking for that coach to kind of bring a little bit of spice to the TV screen, I guess, or the comments and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I guess he's keeping everything hush hush. I haven't heard too much about it. I mean, I've heard everybody speculating and talking, and like we told you off camera here that I guess the last I heard was 90 million for 7 years from LSU. But then again, you hear people, saying they saw him at Gainesville. They seen the Gainesville, here and there and everywhere. And surprised I haven't heard of the flight logs that they had for for him, going where he's going. But who knows,
Oh,
man? I
dude,
mean,
you have seen that, man. People have been tracking him around just like they were tracking
oh, had it?
yeah, they were tracking him around just like they would remember when Lincoln Riley, when it was, is he going to
Right,
stay
right.
at Oklahoma? Is he not? And the private jet is leaving here and going there. And I want to know who the hell is giving out. What I want to know is, um, they're not supposed to be giving out flight logs. So who's tracking these planes is what I want to know. Where are they getting this information from? And if
Yeah,
you got that guy,
the funny thing is they're probably wrong. They're probably getting the wrong flight and the wrong plane. And he's probably got he's probably playing chess. Probably playing like they do when they people like they steal cars. They move car to car. Who knows, man?
yeah, bro. So for those of you that have been living under a rock and have not gotten your YouTube T and then went to subscribe to Hulu and now you're stuck for 6 months because that's how Hulu does you. We know who Hulu's owned by. Anyway, and you don't have a YouTube TV back. Lane Kiffin has been rumored and tied to Florida, LSU, and where else?
Was there a third one?
Yeah, there was a third one that he was supposedly tied to. Schools that are looking for coaches, and they're all SEC schools. And they did track a flight down to LSU. His family did go down to Baton Rouge. His family did go down to Gainesville. How much was that you said that they LSU supposedly offered him? Was it 67 mil?
No, it was 7 years for 90 mil. 90 mil for 7 years.
Yeah, a lot of people say, but you know what? I honestly, I don't know. Why would you leave? Like, let me ask you this question: why would you even consider going to LSU?
I
Why?
mean, that's the
And
same
it's
thing we
not a.
said.
And let me
Go
let
ahead.
me let me let me make sure that I explain. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Let me
No,
make
you
sure I explain this. Um, LSU is a wonderful, amazing. I mean, they're an SEC rival, but it is an incredible football atmosphere, especially when you got the night game. Especially, they probably don't play neck except when they're on a TV commercial break now because
good. Yeah,
they can't play neck because of the. And for those of you that are uninformed, neck is a song that was first performed by Cameo, same song that did Word Up and Candy back in the '80s, and LSU adopted it. They heard Southern University, which is also a Louisiana is an HBCU in Louisiana, play neck. They adopted it, and uh they changed the lyrics. The lyrics actually go, hey yo, you're talking out the side of your neck," and they changed it to something else that had something to do with you know um
yeah,
tigers and stuff like
yeah,
that. Anyway, so they were banned from ever playing it while they're live on TV. And of course, OBJ went down there and paid him. He said, "I got 50K if y'all do it right now," and they played it and they got fined. Anyway, it's a great atmosphere to play in. It's hard to win in Death Valley, or at least it was until my family came down there.
yeah,
Uh, but come to find out that there's this whole thing with the Louisiana governor is involved in it, and there's an interim president and an interim AD or a whole kind of crap going on down there.
yeah,
And that's not a place that I would go and feel like I was in charge of the football team. Because the governor seems to think that because he's the governor, and I know it's a state-run school, hence the for those of you that are lost, Louisiana State University, it's a state-funded,
university.
right,
Right,
university, so it's not a private school. Uh,
right.
but yeah, so I wouldn't want to go down there. Not with the governor calling the calling the freaking coach's box and go run 52 hook and ladder. Some play they haven't run since like 1968. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it in Friday Night Lights. You should run that play. It's a great play. Um, that and then you've got. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of mess going on there. Florida, maybe a little bit more potential just because Florida has is one of the richest. Like we have always said, the three richest states in terms of football talent in the last 20 years have been California, Texas, and Florida. That's not a
Right.
knock on Alabama. There's tons of talent comes out of Alabama, but we also know Alabama also recruits where outside of Alabama, Florida, Texas, and California. So Florida is rich, probably one of the most talent rich football, one of the most football
Yeah.
talent rich states in the country. So
Absolutely.
it would be a great place, and I think they will be kind of willing to hand him the reins, especially with what he's done at Ole Miss. Auburn, eh, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, honestly, the speculation is he's just waiting for a crease to get his foot back on campus at Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he were to go somewhere like LSU, I wouldn't pick LSU because I think he'd have a mentality like Saban. Because I mean, Saban went to Alabama only if he could run the show. You know, I mean, that you if you watch any of the 30 for 30s or any of the documentaries on Saban, he went in there, telling them straight up that I mean, he ran the show. He wasn't coming if he couldn't run the show. So I would see as Lane Kiffin doing the same thing. But I mean, really have a trouble. I have trouble with these coaches like going to these schools and creating the environment and the standard and actually having success. And then I understand money talks, but I would have a hard time leaving. I mean, and then at the end of it all, you're lying to your team. You're lying to your team. I mean, like you're lying to the players. I mean, most of them have. They say they're not going to do something, and they next thing you know, they're on the first thing smoking to a team they said that they never would, set foot on. Campus they never set foot on, and they bleed. What's his name from USC? You just mentioned him. You know, um,
Old. I am the coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, Lincoln Riley,
yeah, yeah, Lincoln Riley, yeah.
and then less than 24 hours later was on a plane to Los Angeles. That guy.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The lie he didn't tell, but they they didn't have him picking. Didn't have him picked to go to Oklahoma. You know what I mean? Or going to, yeah, or the team he was going to. But still, I don't get why these coaches leave like that.
There's another good point here, right here from Dana. Thank you for joining the show, Dana. Um, LSU is fighting right now to not pay Brian Kelly. Oh well, Dana. The theory there is they're
Mhm,
fighting. They're fighting to reduce the payout to Brian Kelly so that they can get,
mhm.
Lane Kiffin down there. That's why they're fighting it because they don't think that they have enough money to be able to pay him. Um,
Yeah, and I don't know how much he's making it on Miss right now. I mean, like I don't know if that's even would be a step up for him, but
oh, it's probably
he's not going to go anywhere without being a head coach. That's for sure. He's not going to. You
well,
know,
his salary is readily available since he's a state sponsor, since he's a state paid employee. $9 million. His
a
contract runs
year.
through 2030. Yeah, yeah. But the deal with that is, so what's going on with him right now is Ole Miss being afraid that they're going to leave. Today is Monday. Okay, the Egg Bowl against Mississippi State, their in-state rival, during rivalry week, during Thanksgiving, the most watched football weekend in the country behind the Super Bowl. Well, during behind the Super Bowl is
Mhm,
um is coming up this coming Saturday.
mhm.
And they have told him he needs to declare whatever his intentions are with Ole Miss by I think it's Thursday or Friday, or they might not allow him to coach in the Egg Bowl.
Wow.
You
And
know how
that will seal the deal if he doesn't coach the Egg Bowl. I think on both accounts, right? In your
right?
opinion.
Here's the thing. Um, you're on the verge of going 11-1 and potentially going to the SEC championship. It, granted, some circumstances would have to take place,
Mhm.
which we'll discuss later in the show. Um, And even if you don't get in the SEC championship, you're pretty much a shoe in for the CFP.
Right.
Why in the world would you keep your coach from coaching in the Egg Bowl?
Yeah,
That's like shooting yourself in the foot to scratch an itch.
yeah. And I don't think there's any kind of, well, I don't know. Everything's, I mean, a lot of things probably behind the scenes, but I've never heard of any trouble, like any kind of, drama between him and Ole Miss. You know what I mean, or anything to that nature. Why he would be looking to leave. Aside from money. But and my point though, when you're making that much money, I mean, really, how much is a couple more $1 million a year? I mean,
A
before, I mean,
lot,
just status. I mean, like, dude, come on.
a lot. Bruh, if I had 10 million, I'd be trying to figure out how to get 2 more million too. Because the 10 million,
You just greedy, man.
unless you, nah, man. Look, cost of everything's going up.
That's true.
3, 4 years ago, I could go buy myself a New York strip in the grocery store for about a good $9, $10. Now it's about $82.76 plus a skin sample. I'm
True.
just saying.
Just saying. I mean, like, yeah, you only get half that anyway because they gonna take half of it for taxes. But I mean, I get it. But still,
Depends on where you live and how the state tax runs. If you live in Texas,
if you're in California, you
Tennessee, Tennessee.
are
I'm sorry, you live in Tennessee, ain't no state tax, and I don't think there's any in Texas either. Now
none in Florida.
you live in California, you gotta make you need them extra couple because they're gonna take that. You see what happened to Nico?
Oh yeah, I
Nico,
still don't understand that move. I don't understand that move at all.
he let somebody
Him and his brother.
listen. He's 18, 19. He's 19, somewhere between. I forgot how old he is. Nico is like what 2021.
Yeah.
At that age, they're not thinking. You got people in his head going, man, you better than you better than what's the
Whoever.
boy's name? You better than Julian saying, you better than Carson Beck, you better than Gunnar Stockton, you better than Arch Manning. You could get more money if you go to California and you should get more money. And then Tennessee said, what did they give him? They gave him the they gave him the office appropriate answer, the office appropriate version of FAFO. Feel
Yeah.
free to test that assumption at your earliest convenience, and they
Well,
sent him on his way.
you heard what Biggie said though. More money, more problem.
Yeah, then we found that out. We definitely found that out. Yeah, and Dana is hitting all the talking points tonight. And she's right. He'll go wherever somebody's looking to pay him some more money.
Oh, absolutely. I
Oh
agree
man,
with that.
by the by, if you guys do not listen to or watch SEC Shorts, you need to go check out today's episode. It is all about Lane Kiffin. So will he, won't he, where will he wind up? That is the big question with Lane Kiffin going on this week. We'll keep you posted as that goes along.